Picture this. It's a Sunday night. You're sitting on the couch, maybe with your partner, maybe with a bag of chips in your lap, watching your favorite show. The game just went to a commercial break and suddenly an ad pops up promising that you could be the next winner of $100,000. Your heart skips for just a second. You laugh it off, but a part of you wonders, what if? But here's the catch. That little moment, that spark of belief isn't just random. It's your brain playing a trick on you. And this trick controls way more of your life than you think. The hidden shortcut in your mind. Psychologists have a name for this: the availability bias. Instead of carefully calculating odds, your brain relies on whatever examples come to mind the quickest. The easier something is to remember, the more real or common you think it is. Think of it like your mental Google search. You don't scan every single file in your head. You just type in a word and the first result that pops up, that's what you trust. But here's where things get dangerous, because those first results aren't always the truth. The famous experiment. Back in the 1970s, two researchers, Daniel Kahneman and Amos Tversky, asked people a simple question. Are there more English words that start with the letter R, or words where R is the third letter? Most people confidently said words starting with R. After all, you can quickly think of rain, river, rocket. But the real answer? There are way more words with R as the third letter. The problem is, those examples don't come to mind as fast. And that's the trap. The brain mistakes easy to recall with true. But if our memory can fool us over something as simple as letters, imagine how it plays out in real life. The terror of the skies versus the danger of the roads. After September 11th, 2001, millions of Americans became terrified of flying. Planes were empty, airlines collapsed, families canceled trips. But here's the shocking part. The real danger wasn't in the sky. Studies later showed that in the 3 months after 9/11, around 300 more Americans died in car crashes than usual, all because people avoided planes and chose to drive instead. Flying felt dangerous because the horrifying images of the attacks were burned into memory. But statistically, the drive to the airport was far more deadly. That's availability bias in action. Vivid images trick the brain into believing the rare is common. Media magnification. And where do those vivid images come from? The media. Turn on the news. A terrorist attack overseas, a school shooting, a shark bite. These stories explode across TV screens, social feeds, and headlines. You see them again and again, replayed with slow-motion clips, emotional interviews, dramatic music. But here's the truth. Those events are real, but they're rare. Mass shootings, for example, are horrifying, but they represent a tiny fraction of deaths compared to heart disease, car accidents, or cancer. Still, ask the average American what they fear most, and violence dominates the list. Why? Because the media knows exactly what sticks in your memory, and they use it to keep you watching. Everyday illusions. This isn't just about terrorism or disasters. The same bias plays out in daily life. You hear about one plane crash and suddenly you hesitate booking tickets. You hear about one shark attack and suddenly you're terrified of swimming in the ocean. Meanwhile, the horse riding lessons your kid takes every week? Horses kill more people per year than sharks ever do. But your brain doesn't care about statistics. It cares about stories. The things that stick, stick deep. The social media effect. Now add social media to the mix. Every scroll shows you outrage, drama, and danger. One viral post about a robbery in your city can convince you crime is exploding, even if the numbers are actually falling. Algorithms don't feed you reality. They feed you what makes you click. And the more you see, the more your brain starts believing that's the whole world. Your mental map of reality gets rewritten, not by truth, but by whatever's loudest. Living in a fictional universe. Here's the scary part. When availability bias runs wild, we end up living in a world that doesn't actually exist. We believe terrorism is everywhere, even though heart disease kills hundreds of thousands more. We believe shark attacks are common, but drownings kill far more. We panic over what's rare while ignoring what's deadly. And this doesn't just shape personal fears. It drives national policies, spending trillions on military defense while underfunding public health. Availability bias doesn't just change minds. It changes nations. So the next time a headline grabs you, or a story terrifies you, Pause for a second. Ask, am I reacting to reality or to what's most vivid in my memory? Because your brain will always try to trick you. It'll whisper, if it came to mind fast, it must be true. But that's not how the world works. Here's the truth. If you only trust what's easy to recall, you'll spend your life fearing the wrong things. Statistics may be boring, but they save lives. Stories may be gripping, but they distort them. And in the end, reality isn't what you remember, it's what you measure.